have a checklist so that things can be created in advance of their first day. So it's not like, oh, you're here. Sorry, let's get everything together. We are going to build a new hire onboarding checklist template and a new hire training template right in ClickUp. We took a poll of hundreds of business owners and 60% answered that they do not have an employee onboarding process and that they are unprepared for the employee's first day of work. Yikes. But we can fix that, and I'm going to show you how. All right, let's build together. In ClickUp, we've got a hiring space, and you can have it as an HR space. You can name it whatever you want. And then in here, I've got list. And actually, let's rename that. We don't need it to be called list. So we are going to call it new hires, new hire onboarding. All right. So we got the list name changed there. And I've already got 2 tasks in here that I'm going to use as templates. Now, I'm going to show you how to use it as a task template, but you can easily take this once we're done and turn it into a template that goes into Template Center. So let's put all the subtasks in here first. So the first thing is going to be their onboarding. What needs to get done for day 1 for when they start there? So we're going to create subtasks here. All right, subtasks would be something like having their W-4 signed, getting their I-9 signed, get their email address set up, and any of the software products that you use in your organization. This could look like Slack, ClickUp, Dropbox, 1Password, Arvo, Zoom, Loom, whatever accounts that those employees need on their first day. Have a checklist so that things can be created in advance of their first day. So it's not like, oh, you're here. Sorry, let's get everything together. No, all of this can be set up, and they can even jump right in as immediately when they get to work. We're going to keep the brackets here, employee name, because when you go to duplicate this, so I'm going to come over here and you can duplicate, then you're going to want to rename it. So let's say Sally was starting work, then you would change it here. Let's say Sally Sue onboarding. And then you would go and duplicate that task, and we're going to have a second task. That way, every single employee that you are onboarding gets their own task list, and it gets checked off as things get done. It's that easy. It's beautiful. It's easy to know where you're at, or your HR person or whoever is managing this. They don't have to feel overwhelmed, and they don't forget things. So every employee is onboarded consistently. Whew, that's a dream. The second thing that we're going to do is have a training template, because people on their first day, they may not know how to use the software that you have at your company. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to add subtasks to this one, just like we did for onboarding. All right, so we're going to make sure we're on subtasks. We're going to come over here to subtasks. I'm just going to paste these in to make it really easy and have it create 12. So things that I like to have in my training template is a welcome to your first day email. You know, they want to feel welcome, and employees that feel great that first day and that first week, they stay longer. I think it's like 4 times longer than employees that aren't. So we want to make them feel really special and that you are part of a great team. Welcome to your first day with us. So your email template can go right here in the description. It doesn't even have to be anything recreated every single time. Put it here. The person welcoming them, whether it's you as the owner or the manager of them, can send that out to them and make them feel really special that first day. And then after that, we've got things like platforms we use and why. This can be just a simple breakdown of like, hey, we use ClickUp because we want to stay organized and it's really important to us. Or we use Slack for just quick communication. Don't put tasks in there that need to get done, because that goes in ClickUp. Things like that. What are the nuances within your company that you want those new hires to know and follow, just like everybody else in your company? ClickUp Mastery, if you're using a project management system. We also have a free crash course available. And even little things that maybe not everyone thinks of, like adding profile pictures. So things like that. Adding a profile picture in ClickUp in Slack. That way people can see their faces. It's always nice to have that little bubble with somebody's face on there. So go through what are the software platforms or the things that they need to know their first day, their first week. And I'm going to tell you something really helpful here. don't just massively assign all of this to the new hire. It's so overwhelming. The manager or the hiring manager, whoever it is, let it trickle to them so that when they complete something and they don't have any more tasks, then the next thing gets assigned. Because that first day, their goal is going to be to slam through everything in this list. And you know what? They're not going to retain it. So if you just trickle it out and tell them to spend time on it, it is going to be such a better onboarding for them and so much more pleasurable for you in the future when you're not like, oh, you already went and were trained on this. Why don't you remember it? It's because they probably blasted through it. So if you just trickle it out a little bit at a time, assign it, date it, and don't do it all at once, it just makes for such a better onboarding. And then the same thing can happen from here. So you go over to duplicate, and then we've got Sally Sue. So we're going to put Sally Sue here. And we're going to erase template. And then we're going to duplicate this task. Now, this is doing it as a task and keeping it as a template task. Now, you can also turn this into a template in Template Center just as easily. So I'll show you really quickly how to do that. So you'd go back to your template here, and you would click on the three dots, and you would do templates. Save as template. It's that easy. And then you'd have them in your template center in ClickUp to access whenever you wanted to. Either way is fine. It just depends on how you like to operate. So if you'd like to get more Workday Ninja hacks, be sure to click to subscribe.